top executive at Blue Owl Capital Inc., is looking to the next big milestone in the fast-growing corner of finance, $10 billion private credit loan. And while reaching that target can still take a few years, big ticket direct lending is headed in that direction. The firm's co-chief executive officer, Mark Lipschultz, said in an interview, his remarks come after Blue Owl helped lead a recent record-setting loan package of more than $5 billion for a single deal, a sum that was hard to imagine for just a few years ago. We've definitely moved closer to that horizon. Lipschultz said of the deal sizes growing, it would be the next step. As much as $5 billion seemed like a very big step 3 years ago. You can do the math to make it work. Capital exists. It would require an awful lot of parties to come together. The $5.3 billion private credit package put together to refinance Finastra Group Holdings Limited's debt earlier this year is the largest seen in the market so far, while many firms, both new and long-standing, have raised billions of dollars for direct lending funds in recent years. Lipschultz sees a handful of companies still dominating the market. There's a finite number, but each of us are sizable, so together you can formulate some reasonably large, sizable solutions. He said, it's not an irrelevant ambition, and private credit firms have stepped up in 2023 to fund leveraged buyouts as debt markets dried up in the midst of historically volatile interest rates and a wave of regional bank failures. Now, credit markets are beginning to normalize, and banks have once again committed to a handful of large leveraged buyouts with at least $15 billion set to sweep through markets in the coming months. Still, leveraged buyout volume has been relatively light this year, pushing private lenders to look for other ways to deploy about $443 billion of their dry powder. So they're expanding past their roots of funding leveraged buyouts, and recently refinanced about $10 billion of leveraged loans across 3 transactions, competing against the syndicated market and with debt financing from hundreds of institutional asset managers. And what probably will concept, because we count all this talk about that, and the fact, well, we can't tell them because we can't tell themselves, then they can also have the bottom of beyond what we have with what messed up systems, what we need, and in my heart of hearts, believe by doing more of these bigger companies that we will be better as we move ahead. Bigger companies have more ability to deal with adversity than small ones.